Hello, my name is Carla Serrano, and I'll be presenting my fieldwork project. So I did it over the spring choir and jazz band concert, and I'll just be talking about what it was, what happened, and why I chose it. It was presented by the Odessa College Music Program. A little bit about the concert. So it was hosted at the Jack Rogers Fine Arts Center, which is also where we have our class for music appreciation. The concert was mainly jazz, but the first three songs were choir, and there was some that were blues jazz, so it was an all jazz. The reason I chose this concert was because I'm not really comfortable with jazz, so it was something really outside of my comfort zone. Not to mention, it was on the OC campus, which made it more available. And it also offered me more of an insight to what jazz music is because I personally think that jazz music is such a confusing genre. So this concert definitely helped me see, help me put jazz into simpler terms and make it a less confusing genre. So some of the elements of the concert. There was three elements. There was the concert choir, the jazz band, and the jazz singers. There were three choir performances, which were directed by Dr. Cunningham, and those were in the beginning. Then they were followed by five jazz band performances, which were directed by Dr. Carroll, and last and Dr. Ortiz. And there were five. So there was in the jazz singers performances, there was five performances in total, which were directed by Dr. Cunningham, and they were also towards the end. So a little bit about the concert choir. So the concert choir was performed by a big group of vocalists. They were very. I personally think that there was a really strong choir group because they sounded so good. There was low voices and there were high pitched voices, and it really helped combine the harmony together. And it was so nice because the piano being played, it really helped with the melody, and it just put everything together. Also, I think that vocals always help you feel more comfortable when you don't know a song. So that was made it easier for me to ease into the performance for the rest of the time. And I think that the choir group was really good group. A little bit about the jazz band. So the jazz band was definitely the portion that lasted longer. I think that was definitely a new experience for me because I'm not familiar with jazz music. So definitely it wasn't out of my comfort zone. Not to mention but it wasn't not to mention that I'm not really used to music that doesn't have lyrics, and two out of the five songs didn't have lyrics, and it was really three out of the five songs didn't have lyrics. Two of them did, but it was really uncomfortable for me. But it was a good experience because I learned so much things about jazz, and it sounded so well and put together. There were so many different melodies, but they all came together to make one harmony. And there was a bunch of different instruments, and all those sounds, the different sounds, it sounded very chaotic at first, but then they all came together and it just sounded so beautiful. So about my favorite jazz performance was definitely A Natural Woman. I really liked it. It was right in the middle the two between the jazz band performances. So it was really nice to have a lyric right in between, and it made me feel so nice. And she just had this gorgeous voice. Like it was firm, but it carried, and it was really high pitched, but at the same time low. It's it was so pretty, and all the instruments came together, and it was such a beautiful harmony with the singer with the vocalist on top of that. It was just such a beautiful piece. I loved it. It sounded so angelic, and it was definitely my favorite jazz band performance and my favorite performance of the whole concert. So the jazz singers. Okay, so the jazz singers is the other portion. The this portion was the last part of the overall performance. So there were six vocalists, and all of the songs had a soloist. Almost, I think. Yeah. It was a very nice experience to hear all those beautiful voices come together as a harmony, especially because there was high pitches. There was girls with high pitches, and there was also a girl with a very low voice, and she had a low singing voice, and it sounded really good. And it was definitely such a good group. So, my favorite song from the jazz singers portion was Unwritten. It was the last piece, and it sounded so beautiful. Like all the harmonies came together. It sounded so angelic. Like, it was such a good way to end the performance. Not to mention that it was actually so basically in the beginning it started off with one soloist and she would sing one part and then everyone would join in after. But then at the towards the end everyone joined in and it just sounded so beautiful. And I really liked it and I was glad to hear it. So to end my fieldwork project, I just wanted to let you know that I saw you at the concert, and it was really nice seeing you. You did an amazing job. I was so astonished how you played through the whole night with because I know that playing piano really cramps up your fingers, and I was really well not shocked. I was like, wow. I guess I was jaw dropped. Also, one of the jazz singers actually went to school with my sister in middle school and they were in choir together. So it was nice to see her again. But that's all for my for my fieldwork project over this jazz concert I went to. It was a really nice experience and I would really like to go to another one soon. Thank you.